Hi everybody, it's Eric, your science teacher. I'm not in class today, so this short video will help you understand some of the kinds of rocks that you either saw or will see at Great Falls, and some of the rocks that you either saw or will see in the video about how the Earth's plates move across our planet. The first rock that you probably saw is basalt. Basalt is the rock that is made when lava hardens quickly. It's usually dark, although some of this is red. It's very bubbly, and if you look at it under a hand lens or a microscope, you'll see many tiny crystals. Basalt is an igneous rock because it comes from magma. A second rock that you'll see is granite. Granite is also an igneous rock, and it also comes from magma. One of the key characteristics of granite is that it has larger crystals. Not super big crystals, but larger crystals than basalt. We can actually see these crystals without a microscope. And some of the crystals that I see here are pink, white, and black. They come from different minerals called quartz, feldspar, and mica. So these are two smaller granite rocks. So the two rocks that we're going to see that are igneous, one is basalt, two is granite. Basalt has the tiny crystals, granite has the larger crystals. There's one other igneous rock that we might see at Great Falls and you might have seen yourself. That is called quartz. Quartz we have a lot of in the Potomac River area. It's a whiter rock, and we often see it in long lines. So it's actually like one really large crystal that comes together. So there we have our igneous rocks. The second kind of rock is sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rocks are formed not from magma, but when mountains start to erode. And as the rocks fall down the mountain, they start to crumble and break into small pieces. The small pieces eventually get so small they become sand. So this rock is actually sandstone, where lots and lots of layers of sand flowed down a river, and when the river stopped flowing, the sand fell out of the water and just fell in these nice little layers. Well, in this sandstone, there's lots of layers of the different kinds of sand that flowed down a river and wound up on the bottom of the river, and then when the river dried up, over time it just got packed, and formed this sandstone rock. One of the ways we can identify a sedimentary rock is we can actually feel or see the individual grains of sand. So when you use the hand lens on the sandstone to know that it's sandstone sedimentary rock, one of the things you'll look for is the little teeny tiny pieces of sand. A second kind of sedimentary rock, also formed by rocks and sand rolling down a mountain or rolling down a stream, is called a conglomerate. A conglomerate is rocks that are glued together by other rocks. And so they just roll down the mountain, they get pushed and pushed and pushed, and as they get pushed deep and deep underground, eventually they turn into one big rock. So a way you can tell something is a conglomerate is you can actually see the individual rocks glued together, but this is still one rock. It just happens to be lots of rocks made up together. So this is a conglomerate. The two types of sedimentary rocks that we'll see a lot of, one is sandstone, the other is conglomerate. Finally, we have metamorphic rocks. Now, even though metamorphic is the third kind of rock, it's actually the most common rock along the Potomac River. A metamorphic rock is when an igneous or sedimentary rock gets pushed deep, deep underground over millions of years, and there it gets close to the Earth's mantle, where it's really, really hot, but not enough into the mantle that it actually turns back into magma. So this rock here has lines of white and black and a little bit of pink. The rock is called gneiss. You can see how it's kind of pushed together, and it was made of the quartz crystals that got pushed together really, really hard. They blended together a little bit. They didn't turn into lava, so we can no longer actually see the crystals, but you can see that the granite here turned into gneiss. And the last metamorphic rock that I'm going to show you is one that is very, very common at Great Falls. This rock is called Mica schist. So it actually was once a very dark rock called shale. The shale was made up of clay. So this used to be a sedimentary rock. And there also was some mica in it. That's the really shiny stuff that we can sometimes find in the igneous rocks. So this mica schist metamorphic rock is a little bit shiny and a little bit dark, and we can probably see some of the shininess, and we can also kind of see layers but not individual sand grains. So this is mica schist. You'll take a look at this and see what parts you can see under the hand lens. So, three kinds of rocks: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Within those three big categories of rocks, the two most important igneous ones are granite with the large crystals, basalt with the small crystals, and we also have the mica, which is the really white stuff. The sedimentary rocks, we have sandstone, lots of little pieces of sand together, or conglomerate, rocks together. And finally we have the metamorphic, where the gneiss was very common with the layers. It's the granite mushed together. And we also have the mica schist. So this is your introduction. Now with the help of your leader today, you can explore these more closely. See you next time.